Quiet. And we are live.
Fuck yourself, Ben.
Yeah, there it is.
Wait till he says something dumb. That way, it make more sense.
It's more likely that you're going to say something dumb, Alejandro.
I'm not.
Welcome to the Mixed Martial Angst podcast. I am your host, Ben Cohn. Joining me today, we have Alejandro and Bilal, although Bilal is busy playing Smash Bros. With his friends.
That's why I preemptively told Ben to fuck himself in case I missed something.
How kind of you, sir. How kind of you. We got some stuff to talk about. We got the Bellator 222 card, which happened, and it was actually pretty good. There was a lot of fights on the card. Like a lot of fights.
And
shout outs to the two fighters who I sponsored. By the way, I don't know if anybody who listens knows this. I'm sure some of you do. I opened up a beef jerky business, and you can purchase it. Just follow us on Instagram at Ben's_beef jerky, or you can just find a way to message me, whether on YouTube or whatever it is, and I'll let you know the best way to reach out to me. You can email me at benjamincohn91@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Twitter, Ben Cohn. You can direct message the Mixed Martial Angst account, and I'll make sure that your order gets in. But we open
Ben's dried meat. You'll enjoy it in your mouth.
You've never been jerked like I'll jerk you.
yeah, you know what? That should be the slogan right there.
Well, I sponsored two fighters last night from my local gym, Brooklyn's Mixed Martial Arts. Their names are Nekruz Mirkojayev. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And Whitney Francois. Unfortunately, both did lose their fights, but I really wanted to just say thank you for letting me sponsor you both. It was
I was rooting for Whitney, man.
Yeah, it was good. And I wasn't even able to find their fights after the fact. Unfortunately, I missed them.
On name alone, man. On name alone.
Yep. So thank you both, and great job getting in there. I'm sure you guys will be back, and hopefully I can actually it's actually right next to where I work, so maybe I could stop in and roll with them. That'd be really cool. Anyway, moving on. Also follow us at Mixed Martial Angst podcast on YouTube. Share, subscribe.
Real professionals here.
Follow us on SoundCloud as well. Mixed Martial Angst podcast. It's spelled MMAngst. And on Twitter, we're MMAngst. Share, subscribe, let everyone know. We really appreciate it and love you all. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the Bellator 222 card. And we're also going to be previewing the UFC fight night that's coming up. Renato Moicano versus the Korean zombie Cheng Sun-jung. And, excuse me. We also have the return of our segment, the Filthy Casual Corner. We're going to answer a filthy casual question that I have not told Bilal or Alejandro what it is, and I can't wait to see their reactions. Let's jump right into it. Rory McDonald defeated Neiman Gracie. He defeated him 49-46 and 248-47 cards. Can't say I necessarily agree with the cards, but I do agree with the decision because Rory controlled the fight, did more damage, and did a really good job. And I'm not going to lie, we didn't really talk about it before, but I was genuinely confused by the amount of people picking Rory McDonald. I also understand that the reason why people were picking Rory McDonald had almost everything to do with his mentality, quote unquote, and whether he's still there and interested in fighting. And very little of it had to do with how Neiman Gracie is able to, not only ground Rory, but beat him on the ground consistently. Because it was unlikely he was going to beat him on the feet. There were elements of success from Neiman Gracie. He jabbed Rory up pretty nicely, actually.
Spots.
What?
In some spots of the fight.
Yes, and he was landing some good leg kicks. But overall,
he did not win the...
Yeah, he did not win the exchanges on the feet. Rory landed a lot of good strikes. Rory did a good job in the grappling exchanges. For the most part, he controlled them. He escaped.
Yeah, he kept getting out of really, dangerous looking shit.
I wanted to point out, people kind of don't remember this for some reason. Rory is not just a black belt; like he's a legitimately good black belt. And also, do people not remember that he went on Metamoris and went up against a far more experienced submission grappler in Jonathan Torres? Granted, he had a large size advantage over Jonathan Torres, but JT Torres is kind of really fucking legit. like he's really fucking good. Guy's got world titles in no gi, and he's like a silver medalist a couple times at black belt, a silver medalist in black belt world championship.
Did Rory win?
No, it was a draw. They went to a draw, and he also won Abu Dhabi. Like the guy's a really goddamn good grappler.
I had that notion that he's good at grappling, but just the way he kept spinning out of things and surviving like a full mount, and then just hand fighting, like everything he was doing is like he was one step ahead. Like, I know the next move, I'm gonna do that. And he was so chill during the whole fight.
I mean, it's not just that; it's also that like we've seen him get mounted by Damian Maia. The guy, Damian Maia, who is a guy who is bigger than Rory, and survived it. And he's just fought John Fitch. Granted, didn't look great, but John Fitch is also a much better wrestler than
everyone out there.
He's a much better wrestler than Neiman Gracie. So, yeah, I really don't understand why people were so like. The way I look at it is this: like, yes, you can always look at like these situations, like where's the guy at mentally, where's the guy, or like after a long injury layoff and stuff like that. But you also do have to look at the style matchup. And while Rory has, he's not bulletproof in his takedown defense, he's got really good takedown defense. He's a really good offensive wrestler, even if he lacks the athleticism to pull it off against more athletic fighters. But he's legit. He's a really fucking good grappler. He's a big guy. He's crafty and smart and
very technical.
Stylistically, right? And stylistically, where was Neiman Gracie consistently going to beat him? We haven't seen.
Well, had to beat him on the ground.
Yeah, the last time we saw Rory get out-grappled badly was Gegard Mousasi, who's much bigger and better than Neiman Gracie, both on the feet and on the ground. Not on the ground. I think that in an MMA context, he might be like comparable to Neiman on the ground, but like still, like Gegard is a way different fighter than Neiman Gracie.
I have a question.
Sure.
Didn't it look to you like Rory started the fight very, very like almost complacent? And slowly started becoming more aggressive.
Yeah, he seemed a little tentative, I would say, actually, is the word I would use. Like, he didn't want to... It seemed like he was like, I don't want to find out... He didn't want to have to find out where his grappling stacked up, it seems. And that made him a little bit... That's why Neiman kind of looked better, I would say, on the feet earlier in the fight. Rory just seemed to need to, like, warm up a little in there. But once Rory got into his groove, it was just like... He was doing a way better job of tagging Neiman Gracie, and kind of like once he got the confidence of like, oh, I can go to the ground with this guy and I'll be fine. We saw that he was fine, and he did a really good job. Yeah. I was very impressed. We have a.
I mean, it's. I'm not sure if it's enough to like beat Douglas Lima again.
Oh no, I don't think he'll beat Douglas Lima. I think
there is something clearly missing from how he used to fight.
I mean, it's the nose. I think it all stems back to that fight with Robbie Lawler. Honestly, I really do. But yeah, Douglas Lima, Rory McDonald is going to be the final.
Again.
Granted, Rory beat him a year ago. A year and a half ago.
Yeah.
About 2 years since then. Man, there's always the chance that Rory can ground Lima consistently again, but. I don't know.
I mean, the first fight it was close. Like, in terms of the danger that Rory was put in eventually, like, can he survive that next time?
What'd you say?
Then, in terms of the danger that Rory was put in throughout the fight, can Rory survive that this time? I'm not so sure.
I'm really not sure.
And Douglas Lima looks pretty good. Has been looking pretty good. Like the whole tournament, he looked pretty damn well.
Yeah. I genuinely think Douglas Lima is an underrated fighter from a MMA fan perspective.
Oh, absolutely. He's just not well known. That's a problem. But he should be. I mean, he has fantastic stand-up. His grappling is not. But I listen.
What I mean is that here's the problem. Like, how do I explain this? Lima is not a guy who's going to suddenly have amazing takedown defense. Like, it's been a problem for him throughout his career. He's lost to wrestlers in like his most recent losses. His last 3 losses were to Ben Askren, granted in 2012, Andre Koreshkov in 2015, and Rory McDonald in 2018, and all for the same reasons. It was the fact that he was unable to stop the takedown. The question is now. The question is now.
He submitted Koreshkov.
But here's the thing. The question is now: is his takedown defense improved enough, and can he deal enough damage to a Rory McDonald who doesn't seem to be at the same place that he has been, more close to his peak? Are they basically have they gotten to a point where Lima can now beat that stylistic matchup? That's what it comes down to.
Well, the answer to that is probably no and yes. No, he has not improved enough, but yes, he can beat him up, at least standing in the stand-up. So the thing is, can Rory get the fight to the ground? And I'm not sure. I'm not sure he can.
I think. I would probably pick Lima.
Yeah. Like, tentatively.
Yeah, it's just scary to pick Lima.
Yeah. But it's scary to pick Rory too, because you don't know what he's going to do. Like, if he shows up fighting tentatively again, he's going to get fought on the feet.
Yeah.
But if he shows up and the first thing he does is he shoots a double somehow and gets him against the cage and then maneuvers him to the ground, then we're working now, right? Like, he can get something done there, but can he sustain that for 5 rounds effectively? Again, a dicey proposition, but maybe he can.
I don't know. I mean, let's move on though, because I do feel like we should talk about that fight when we actually have it booked and stuff. I don't want to like. Yeah. I actually want to really do a breakdown of that one, because that would be a great fight. Lyoto Machida TKO'd Chael Sonnen into retirement with a and punches. And he almost did it twice. He did it twice in the same fight.
Chael had some moments. I mean, he managed to push Lyoto against the cage like twice, and some knees, some foot stomps.
But let's be honest, that's not prime Lyoto.
I know.
That guy was tired. Like, that guy was breathing heavy after round 1.
I know, but even then, he was just liquefying Chael's stomach.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of damage.
From afar.
Chael was forcing him to fight at a pace that he did not want to fight at, though, and it was showing.
Absolutely.
If Chael was somehow able to survive that, maybe he could have turned it around, but...
How many times can we say that about Chael? Oh, with John Jones, if somehow he was able to survive that. Yeah, if somehow he was able to survive that. If he had been able to not tap out.
If he literally survived 20 seconds or whatever it was, when if he survived till the end of the first round, he would have won the fight by TKO. The toe. Remember the toe?
Does or doesn't do.
What?
He doesn't survive things. That's the point.
He had 20 seconds left. I'm saying, like, it wasn't a joke that people say. Like, no, like, if he...
I know, but the narrative is the same. If only he had been able to survive that, but he never does.
I see what you're saying.
Not when it counts. I mean, I'm being an asshole to Chael, but Chael is kind of an asshole to people.
Yeah, I'm not really, like, it doesn't really matter to me that people are an asshole to him, like, considering everything he's done. But yeah, I mean, he's, he retired. He's got a good career to fall, like,
Yeah, fair play to him. He has a successful career, highs and lows.
A lot of lows.
Yeah. He was kind of cheated out of a championship belt.
Yeah, it was Paulo Filo. I think we all remember that.
Thank you, Paulo Filo, and your crazy tattoos for being an ass. Did you remember that fight where Paulo Filo was literally having conversations
way before my time, although I have watched it, yes.
Yes, so he was having conversation with ghosts.
I know. Nobody will get that. Nobody fucking watches from back then. Lyoto Machida.
I'm old.
I guess he's next for the Ryan Bader's. They're probably going to do Bader Machida too, right?
Yeah, I'm picking Bader.
I'm definitely down for that. I would love to see Bader beat the fuck out of Lyoto.
Yeah.
He's earned it. Dylan Dennis submitted Max Humphrey.
This fight drives me nuts. This fight drove me nuts.
Why?
Because this is the kind of matchup that you should be giving people in the position like Dylan Dennis, Valerie Loretta, Aaron Pico. And you can see, first of all, you saw stand up from Dylan Dennis, some improvement. You saw some ground and pound improvement from Dylan Dennis.
Right?
Yeah. Also, he hits hard.
I would say, I don't know about on the feet, but on the ground, he hits really hard.
He packs some power. Like if he tightens up his like stand up a little, or not a little, a lot. But quite.
He seems to also have a little bit less of like the wide stance. Like he seems like he narrowed it a little, right?
Yeah.
Or am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he narrowed it up and doing a little bit more of like a normalish stance.
Yes, but my point is that I don't believe in prospects, quote unquote, in MMA because they never get the chance to be fucking prospects because they get thrown to the wolf real early. But here, Strikeforce is somehow doing the right thing, which is
Strikeforce.
It's Strikeforce because this shit is what they used to do in Strikeforce. I know Bellator, whatever. It's the same matchmaker, by the way.
Oh, interesting. No, but you are right, though. This is how you should be treating guys who are prospects. And this is what I like. But people will shit on Dylan, like, oh, he's fighting fucking like guys who aren't really good. I'm like,
no, he's not. He's
been training in MMA for fucking like a year and a half. The dude is. Why should he be fighting guys like Aaron Pico is doing? And look what the difference is. Aaron Pico is now 4-3 and got knocked out twice and submitted once while also getting dropped in the fight that he lost.
The first one, like. We'll get to that. But what I want to get to it
is that I just want to say I didn't watch the fights, but it sounds like you're saying Dylan Dennis is a better Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Go back.
Yes, he is.
Bastard.
No, but he looked good, and you can actually. I know, like I'm kind of ambivalent to him.
You could see the
yes, and there is reason to be hopeful. Even if he's training with John Kavanaugh, I think I even saw him throw a 1-2, which
is funny.
No, it's fine, but it's just that did you not find out that John Kavanaugh? Yeah, okay. I thought you said it was fine. Yes.
Just so you guys are aware, by the way, in addition to Dylan Dennis, there was somebody named Manchakera who was also part of that whole situation with Marcelo. I don't know if any of you are aware, but he's also working towards having a career in combat sports aside from jiu-jitsu. He right now has no MMA fights. However, he is having kickboxing fights, and he's training out of Tiger Schulman's. So keep an eye out for Manchakera.
I will.
He's an Indian American, by the way, just so everyone's aware. So there's something for some of our group to root for. No, but
because Dylan makes it fucking hard, though.
What?
But he's good. Dylan makes it fucking hard to root for him.
Right, Dylan makes it hard, but Munchie is more like straightforward. You're gonna. I like Munchie a lot. I like Dylan too. I know he's gonna get a ton of shit for the persona he's doing, but I mean,
I know, like it's just boring. But to which his own, like he needs to garner attention. You know, MMA athletes are not.
Listen, he's got more attention and making more money than probably 95 to 97% of MMA fighters right now.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like him also because.
Oh, sounds like fun.
I mean, like
good sound effect.
Oh, chips. No. No, like.
Okay, that's that.
No. Like I like what else is he supposed to do to sell his name?
He's supposed to
and everything else is just cringe, so it's not like I have to hold that against him.
Yeah, he has to do this. Otherwise, people are not going to give a shit about him.
Yeah, that's it. So I like what's going on with Dylan. We saw some visible improvements with him. His ground and pound looked really good.
Phenomenal.
His grappling obviously looked great. His striking looked improved. He seemed more relaxed, which is important. He wasn't like twitchy. He really seemed, he went in there against a guy who he has a decidedly like a significant skill advantage over. And I like what he did. He didn't sit there playing on the feet with him. He stood with him as long as he needed to, shot for a takedown, got denied, shot for another takedown, and that's it. Like he
played to his strengths.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I like the fact that he did his ground and pound, and then he's like, I kind of saw where he's like starting to like he needed to catch his breath a little, because people don't seem to understand. Yes, grappling is grappling. Like when you're a grappler, you're generally going to have more stamina, but when you're grappling in jiu-jitsu or wrestling, when you start throwing punches, it's a different kind of stamina, the same way as it like on the feet. So he's slowed himself down. He's like, okay, I hit this guy a lot. Let me just grapple. Let me catch my breath. Let me relax, do my thing, search for submissions, keep punching him when I need to, but I'm not going to gas myself out punching this dude in the head while he's defending. And I fought really smart. I really am looking forward to the next fight, and I hope he keeps fighting guys at this level. He should get 5, 6, 7 fights against guys who are, regional.
Slow improvement. It's fair, and you can actually see like things that are going to be useful for him in the future that he did in this fight. Like what you said right now, like patience. Like he collected himself. He has the opportunity because he's not being thrown in with these fucking killers like Aaron Pico is. Jesus Christ. Like he's being allowed to mature. Like he is actually being treated as a prospect, which is very rare in MMA. Very, very rare. So he should make the most out of this opportunity that he's getting. His brand is only going to get to grow if he keeps beating people. It don't matter if they're not that good compared to him, because a win is a win. And he can keep saying, I'm undefeated. I have like 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, and just go on and on and on. Unless someone shuts him up, and it's going to be fucking hard by then when they give him an actual tough fight. It's going to be very difficult because he's very skilled, turns out.
Yeah. It was very good. Okay, let's move on. Patrick Mix defeated Ricky Banderas in the first round, 1 minute and 6 seconds in via submission. Rear naked choke. Beautiful grappling. Beautiful grappling. And he this is how grapplers should fucking fight. Like, fucking hell, man. Like, seriously. This reminded me a lot of when Thiago Santos fought, what's that guy's name?
Brandon Bear?
No. Thiago Santos.
Kevin Holland.
No. What? No. Kevin Holland's not really a grappler. It was the jiggly man.
There's many.
It was Eric Spicely.
Okay.
I don't know if any of you guys remember that fight, but go watch it. That's how.
Why can I say Brandon Bear?
It was a while ago. It was a long time ago. But Patrick Mix, 11-0. Dude's really good. Like clearly has some serious grappling chops right there. Because Banderas is not a bad fighter. And
he's good. It's just
short fucking work.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got 7 submissions already. I really would like to see him continue going. Like, I would like to see where he goes with this. He's pretty young, so.
How old is he?
Give me a second. I'm gonna check. As far as I understand, he's a pretty young dude. I may be wrong though. 25. Younger than me, so keep doing you. Juan Archuleta defeated Dudu Dantas by knockout in the second round with a second left. God damn, that was a hell of a knockout too.
He was down for quite a while. It was like Jessica I levels.
Oh yeah, but Archuleta's like really like on a hell of a tear. Dude's 23-1.
Yeah, he's just off from beating Ricky Banderas actually in a fight. I don't think either of us saw for him. Like,
yeah, he's 5-0 in Bellator too. The dude's legit. I really liked watching his style where he was kind of like he would like do these blitzing attacks where Dantas just couldn't really.
Yeah, I know, but Dantas looked weird to me. Dantas didn't quite look there.
Dantas might just be on the decline a little.
Yeah, but not a little. Like you watch.
He's 30, but he's had a long career, but he's definitely like on the decline, I would say.
Yeah. He kept getting hit with things he didn't used to get hit before. And also his footwork was kind of not there. You can see that from his previous fight. Like after when he got knocked out.
Yeah, he was way off balance from like lunging in. It was really bad. He lunged in.
Yeah. No, but I mean that one time he got knocked out and like literally tore something in his, I don't know, an ulna or something. Like something in his ankle, like something's fucked up. Like you can see it when he steps. Like the footwork isn't quite there.
Are you talking about when he got hurt in the first round?
No. The previous fight, the one before the last one he had before this one, when he got knocked the fuck out.
He didn't get knocked out in the fight before this one. He won his life.
No, the one before that one.
Michael McDonald? When Michael
No,
McDonald?
against let me see. What's his name? Dudu Dantas?
Yeah, dude, he only got knocked out. He got knocked out by Archuleta, Michael McDonald, and before that, he lost by decision to Darren Caldwell. I don't know what you're talking about.
Which was the knockout that fucked him up?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm confused. It may be someone else, but that dude has an injury.
What are you talking about? He wasn't injured in this fight.
No, not in this one. No. He's healed the injury, but you can tell that something is not right.
I don't know. I'm not sure what you're referring to, so I honestly can't tell you. I'm not gonna. He also moved up to featherweight for this fight, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. He broke his fibula against Michael McDonald.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on to Kyoji Horiguchi. He beat Darren Caldwell again. I don't know why he got 48-47, but the right scorecard was 49-46.
It should have been wider, in my opinion.
No, 49-46 is perfect. I don't know how it's wider.
No. I'm thinking wrong. Sorry. He loses the first round.
Yeah, and then he won the next four.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, he did the damage in the other 4 rounds, and Darren Caldwell did the damage in the first one. That's it. Caldwell is huge at 135. He might want to move back up to featherweight. But
yeah, his cardio isn't good. His cardio is not good.
It wasn't terrible. He didn't gas. He just was tired. Like he was visibly slowed down.
But you can tell that he was gassed because he was not listening to his corner. He
was not listening at all. And he was
good advice, and he was just elsewhere.
Yeah, Caldwell is good, but he has a lot. He has a lot to do to shore up his grappling because his wrestling was great. He got Horiguchi down a lot, but at the same time, he did nothing with it except for that.
Yeah. So I'm happy that we're seeing a lot of decisions lately that are killing lay and pray styles.
Oh yeah,
I'm in favor.
It's nice. I'm here for it. There's not a lot to unpack. Not a ton happened in the fight.
It's odd because it is a Koji Horiguchi fight.
Exactly. And Horiguchi actually apologized afterwards, which is funny.
But he got held. He got held most of the fight.
Yeah. So let me put it this way: after that fight, do you think Horiguchi wins a rematch against DJ? Because I'm not sure I do.
No, I don't.
I think it's a problem.
DJ just goes to play.
Granted, there is a point to make that Horiguchi was severely outsized, and Caldwell's a really good wrestler, but still.
Yes, he was. No, it's still difficult. I mean, he's 28 years old, and the style that he's known for is just this sort of quick blitz and get out.
What?
And he is the style that he's known for. Like Horiguchi fights in this sort of very relaxed stance, and then he explodes forward, lands a bunch of punches, and then pulls out, and then sort of rinse and repeat, the sort of thing. And I don't know that that's going to work against Demetrius Johnson if they ever fight again.
I just think that the problem is that Horiguchi is going to be matched for speed. He's going to be matched for explosiveness, and the problem is that DJ's also a much better grappler than Darian Caldwell. Granted, he's smaller by a significant margin.
Yeah, but why are we talking about this fight if they're never going to fight?
We have no idea if they're going to fight again anyway. So yeah, but
he's in one.
Like, no, I just want to point out that there are people who are like Kyoji Horiguchi might be the best bantamweight on the planet.
No, I know, but that's like me saying, how do you not know Rina? She's fun. No, it's because Horiguchi's fun.
Exactly.
He's in rising.
I like him a lot. Still. All right, we're going to move on to the undercard real quick. We're going to do Heather Hardy getting her ass kicked by Taylor Turner.
Oh my God. Yeah, she got payload.
That is the most. First of all, that was bad.
Yes.
Look. I get it. Heather Hardy has a boxing background, hype, yada yada yada. Her boxing doesn't look that great in MMA, so
no, it does
that's
not.
The first thing. The second thing is her grappling is it's real bad. Like it's not good. It's not a knock on her. She hasn't had any time training.
No, she's very late started with MMA. She's even coming into this fight. She was saying that she was not into MMA 100%, but that she was very disappointed with boxing. And I'm thinking, like, look, this is your wake up call. If you want to take MMA more seriously, this is the time because she's already 35, 36 years old.
She's 37.
Like the window of opportunity is very, very slim for her.
Oh, yeah.
So she's training with Sarah Longo now.
Yeah, which is a great gym, obviously, if you want to improve your grappling. But, like, you don't have a lot of time, especially after a long boxing career.
No, it wasn't that long. She didn't start young.
She had, like, 30 fights or something like that.
Look, boxing does weird things. Trust me, she's not that seasoned.
Are you sure? She has 20.
When did she start boxing?
Fights as a boxer. She started boxing in 2012.
Okay, is that a long career for a boxer?
That's surprising, actually. So she's only been fighting, but she's also 37. So
yeah. So what I'm saying is that even in boxing, she's late started.
So cool.
So she needs to refocus on MMA.
I'm just going to point it out. Like, if you want to keep fighting, you need to take time off and improve your grappling because Taylor Turner did not display good grappling to do what she did to you. And ground and pound was not good. So
may I just say this? Taylor Turner looked like she had pillows in her fists. Like,
yeah, it was bad. It was
like she doesn't hit. I'm actually curious to see how she does against someone that can actually grab it because I was shocked at how faint her punches felt. Like, even when she was punching Hardy with all her strength, you can see that all she was doing is reddening her face. And then suddenly she was like, oh, I have elbows. Whack. And then the ref was like, yeah, fuck this.
It was bad. So, okay, we're not going to spend any more time on this. I'm sorry. Aaron Pico, Adam Borix. Okay. I just don't. Who the fuck is managing Aaron Pico's career?
I have no idea because
who are
this is
literally taking not just a fucking blue chip,
the best prospect possible.
Like, and you like this, and his career it could be shot after 7 fights.
In terms of damage, yes, because he's like, it's not like he's losing. Like, he has the skills, enough skills that even if he lost, even if it was like a contested fight or whatever, like, fair enough. Like, you have the skills so that you can work with this. Like, but the problem here is that he's taking a shit ton of damage. Like, his chin doesn't appear to be the best of chins either.
No
and that's not to say it is a bad chin, but it's kind of like a Cody Garbrandt compared to, I don't know, Henry Cejudo. That's the kind of chin he has.
I'm not saying it's a bad chin because the shots that did knock him out, knock him down, were big shots. But it's really not an iron jaw. He's not.
Yeah, it's not. And so he has to refocus himself. I mean, I don't want to talk shit about people, but the Jackson Wing Camp is not known for developing defensively minded fighters.
It's not even just that. No, the game plan was obviously to take as little damage on the feet as possible and to
and they were doing well with that.
No, they weren't, because they didn't actually have a plan to do the damage that he needed to do to win the fight while on the ground. He didn't do real damage on the ground.
Wait. I hear you. But, and I don't know why they did that. I'm trying to, so like, again, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm trying to offer you like
aside from John Jones, how many fighters from the Jackson Wink camp are known for their stellar ground and pound?
Yeah, it's for Diego Sanchez.
Diego Sanchez, the fucking lunatic who's been fighting like that since he was literally starting his career and had nothing.
Okay, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm trying to say.
Okay, how about Rashad Evans? Terrible ground and pound for the most part until he left. When he was at Jackson Wink, he did not have good ground and pound. Then he left and went to Black Zillion.
The issue. Yeah, that's kind of the issue. I'm not saying like his performance was going through the paces, right? He had a game plan, clearly had a game plan, but for whatever reason, these people did not put together what makes good Aaron Pico good. Like, first of all, he was doing very little damage, and on the feet, he wasn't winning those exchanges either. Even though they were brief, he wasn't prepared to get kicked to the leg as he did, to get hit as he did, to get like high kick, like.
Well, it's a really good fighter. He's 13-0 with like a 10-0 amateur record.
I know, like, and you watch, like, he has a shit ton of finishes also.
The dude is not like legitimately is just a finishing machine.
Yeah, and
a lot of them are submissions, but he's got like
no, but he's good. He's good, like legitimate prospect. Like he's not like the strongest Pico, and you could tell that this guy was just so calm in there. You could see that he was so calm. So everything.
5'11" and he's 25. This dude's gonna be this guy's gonna be a lightweight before long.
Yeah, and he kept reversing people. Like he nullified him. Like it's not like
the problem is that Aaron Pico is getting shoved in there with really good fighters or prospects and all that stuff, and he's just not prepared because he doesn't have the depth of skill to beat these guys. Yeah, he's got great wrestling, but on the feet and ground and pound, he's missing the ancillary skills. Why is Dylan Dennis able to work on his skills in the cage, not play around literally, but to actually like test himself and work on the things in the cage? Because he's fighting guys who he has a really significant skill advantage over. And he can work his ground and pound. He can work his striking a little bit. He could work like that's what you need. You need to fight guys who are not able to really beat you, but are still going to allow you to test your newfound skills. Why is Aaron Pico fighting someone who's 13-0 with 10-0 amateur record, who's 25 years old, who's a really good athlete, who's also much bigger, much taller than him, and has finished a wrestler very recently with a flying knee just like that? And Aaron Pico was sent out there against this guy when he's coming off a brutal knockout loss. So now he's got
I don't know. Like
it's just horribly mismanaging his career. And you know what? He's going to fight somebody who's got 12 fights next time too.
No, I don't think so. I think I think this is like the house is on fire type scenario. Like I think
this is really bad.
No. Look, he can lose again, but he cannot keep taking this amount of damage this close. Like
no.
Even if he fights like someone like, and he's just so completely like unfocused and he has no confidence in himself and he goes and loses like a shitty decision, I'm still not willing to not write him off, because the problem here is that people seem to want Aaron Pico to be a fucking world champ by 25 years old or something.
No, I would say more people want him to fail than they want him to succeed.
Yeah, no, they should throw that out the window. Like make Aaron Pico develop him so that he becomes somebody by 28 or 27, 28 or 29, something like that. Like, because a lot of this, like, it's media bullshit. Because I see like people saying, like, pundits even on Twitter, like, is Aaron Pico the biggest bust in MMA history? Like, motherfucker, like, who was pushing this guy? Right? Like, first of all, his agent, I don't know who he is. He needs to have a fucking sit down or get and hear some hard shit or get fired. This is not okay. Like, you have this guy and he's taking a shit ton of damage. We already knew he didn't have the best like iron chin coming into this, right? We knew it from the first fight. So now you keep throwing him against fucking bangers. Like, what do you think you're going to get? Like, what the fuck is Bellator? Strike
They're
whatever.
fucking terrible. Like, this is fucking terrible. Like, you fucking ruined a prospect's career potentially in 7 fights.
Look, we don't know, but
I literally said potentially. I didn't say it as a fact.
I know. Yes, but it came at a delay.
Anyway, all right, we got to move on. All
right,
we're not going to discuss any more fights. So on Bellator. So we're moving on from Bellator to the UFC. We're going to.
Oh, you don't want to discuss the amazing Valerie Loretta?
Nope. I didn't watch it. I don't know about it. I'm not going to just let it. Did she look good?
Nah.
Okay, then forget.
She looked okay. It's like an American top team prospect wins a fight against a short notice opponent.
Okay, cool. All right. Renato Moicano, Chang Sung-jung. We got Renato Moicano coming off of his loss to
Jair.
What?
No, I'm sorry. I thought you said Korean Zombie.
And we got Korean Zombie coming off his KO loss to Yair Rodriguez. What do you see here? Because we have a lot more. We have a lot more information on how Moicano deals with a guy like Jung than we do with Jung dealing with a long range kickboxer in Moicano. Aldo. Who else? Roop. No, fuck it. No, Moicano's going to win this one.
I just like that. Yeah,
I think I haven't forgotten George Roop knocking out KZ. But no, a big part of
that's what's on the WEC. Were you watching back then?
No, I'm joking. But it is worth noting that Korean Zombie since 2010 has fought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
And he's gotten KO'd in at least 2 of them.
Well, exactly 2 of them. I'm saying
really?
He's just so inactive. He's not consistent.
Right, he got TKO'd by Aldo.
Yeah, he got TKO'd by Aldo. I just have more faith in Moicano than I do in Chang Sung-jung at this point.
Well, even just a stylistic matchup.
It's stylistically, I do think that this is bad for KZ. Unfortunately, I just don't see what tools he has to handle Moicano at long range. Yeah, he might be able to kind of like maybe force some exchanges that Moicano doesn't want, but I don't know if KZ can do what Aldo did.
Yeah, also he has taken a lot of damage.
Oh,
so might look a lot like the Alexa Brasso versus Karolina Kowalkiewicz, but slower.
A lot slower. Moicano is nowhere near that volume.
Yeah, but more crisp.
Yeah, Moicano has like a really crisp jab. So if you're gonna walk him down, you're gonna be
crisp jab, but it's
best be prepared to eat it.
It's very crisp, but it's not very varied. But KZ also doesn't have very good defense. So
that's what I was gonna alluding to there, because he always just walks forward. So like without really taking the jab off the table.
If KZ wins, I'm going to be very surprised. And Moicano trains at ATT something.
No, he trains at ATT.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, he should. I mean, I'm going to be very surprised if somehow Jung pulls this off. I'm going to be rooting for him because I like him.
I mean, I like Moicano, so I kind of want him to win. But I do think I think that we might be seeing like Chang Sung-jung finally out of the discussion at the top.
Yeah,
because I don't think.
Hopefully, because I really like Moicano, and he doesn't get his due many times.
I do think it's important to note that Chang Sung-jung was winning the fight with Yair Rodriguez up until the KO, but
that's Yair Rodriguez.
Yair doesn't have the technical boxing that Moicano has.
Yes,
like he has to enforced range with kicks, and a little bit with a jab, but it's not the same thing. Like he's not as crisp as Renato Moicano, and like honestly, like this fight, at least on paper, and we could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but it's not even close. Just based on what we have seen from both. And it's not like there's a bunch of X factors that accompany KC. Like we have seen what he does.
Yeah,
we know how he fights. So it's a very difficult fight for him. I mean, shit, he may even get finished.
I wouldn't be shocked. Although Moicano is not a huge finisher, so.
No, but the amount of damage that Zombie has taken.
Also, Moicano has it's not like a very, very kicking game, but he knows how to time kicks extremely well.
That's very true, and they're generally of the longer kick variety. Like he's not like throwing round kicks from very close range. He's throwing a lot of front kicks, and he does throw a lot of leg kicks as well.
No. I was gonna say like this is a main event, right? So there's a good chance he just breaks him down over 3 rounds and then pushes up the pace towards the end and gets a finish.
But again, he's not really known for doing that. I think the highest pace he ever had was against Ortega, but I don't think he.
No. I don't mean a pace from the get-go. What I'm talking about is breaking an opponent down in the start rounds and then finishing off later.
Okay.
Because like if you like for instance the Keita fight, if you extend that 5 rounds, it's not ending in a decision.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Let's move on to the co-main events: John Lineker versus Rob Font 2. John Lineker won the first fight by decision in May of 2016. Does anyone see this going differently?
I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like, Rob Font is technical enough, and John Lineker, like, maybe this is the fight where
he's technical, but he's not technical in a I'm going to stick and move and counter and, pivot around you. Rob Font is more of a banger, but he does his best work moving forward, not backwards, which is why he kind of consistently loses to guys who can either counter him well and get around and scare him off,
have we ever seen
or guys who are able to kind of meet him and push him back. John Lineker.
Yes, have we ever seen question? Have we ever seen John Lineker get staggered at some point?
Yes, we have seen him.
Have we seen him
against Dodson and TJ? I think to my mind.
No, I wasn't thinking of the Dodson fight. I think he got staggered. He did get staggered briefly by Dodson. It was like a head kick, so whatever. I think.
So was
Dillashaw stun him a bit?
Yeah, well, thing with Lineker is he still has a good enough durability that he can still take a shot, get staggered, and then come right back.
Right.
So
it's more moment to moment thing you have to pick out during fights.
Yeah. So if that's not eroded even a little, like significantly, I don't see how someone should.
I just don't see how Rob Font's improvements, which we have seen actually in these fights, we've seen him improve. Specifically, he did a really good job in the Pettis fight. But we also acknowledge that if Pettis was of a similar size to Font, he might have won that fight just based on the fact that he might have had more stopping power to push Font back. But it's not just that; it's that Font's improvements aren't necessarily in the realm and ranges that
he needs.
That you need to beat Lineker. So I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, it can still happen because fucking MMA, but so far we don't see it.
Right. Anything else to mention about this?
No, I just have kind of questions on Lineker's durability also, but I don't like using that as a point because it's hard to really count on. Yeah.
Anyway,
unless you've seen a guy fall off, you can't really count on it until it happens.
All right, let's move on to Brian Barberena versus Randy Brown. Very briefly, Randy Brown does not deal well when the fight is not going his way, and Brian Barberena is the kind of guy who makes the fight not go your way. So I can't see Brown winning this fight. I mean, he could maybe knock him out or something, but I don't see it happening, really.
Randy Brown is kind of talented, though.
Yeah, but he just got knocked out from top half guard by Nico Price.
He'll never leave that.
No, nor should he. But I'm saying, I don't know, man. What is it? When has Randy Brown shown he could beat a guy like Brian Barberena?
Well, never. This is his try.
To be fair, this is Brian Barberena. No one has ever shown anything to beat Brian Barberena until they beat him.
True, but I don't think Randy Brown is there yet.
No, well, he's not Vicente Luque. Well,
I don't know, Bob. I hesitate to pick Barberena in all his fights.
No.
You know he's the ultimate prospect killer. His entire life's purpose is just to tell people who are technically and physically overwhelming that they are not better than him and they should feel bad. And pay him.
Yeah, I mean, somehow he could pull it off, but so far we have seen nothing that would lead us to think that he can. And I don't know enough about him, like from his fights. I have never paid that much attention that I could like spot X factors that could lead me to say, oh yeah, he could win based on this and this and this.
No, he's decently good. So
No, he's
it's
good.
not like he's it's not like he's a bad fighter, but like this is Brian Barberina. Like we've
Yeah.
seen him, we've seen him beat people who are supposed to be better than him over and over again.
Yeah. Before he got knocked the fuck out by Vicente Luque. Let's see how he does in this one. I'm picking him.
Yeah, but even Vicente Luque struggled in that fight. Like he had to really dig deep. So it's not exactly in Randy Brown's favor if you use a fight for evidence.
Yeah, but he took a lot of damage. Is my point. Like, we'll see. I'm still picking Barberina, but like, there's like danger associated with this because Randy Brown is a talented fighter, and B, he's kind of a good athlete, so he could pull it off. I mean, it's not inconceivable.
Well, no, that's a problem with Barberina. Like the people beat him all elite in at least one skill set. Like Colby Covington is an elite wrestler. Vicente Luque is an elite striker by MMA standards. Like you don't just beat him by being a better athlete and being kind of good. You beat him by being a solid top 8 at least.
Yeah, I agree. But what I'm saying is that I'm trying to sort of find something that. I mean, I'm still not picking Randy Brown, but I'm still trying to find that thing that could sort of help me make an argument for him maybe winning the fight. But so far,
maybe he gets bottom half guard this time instead of top half guard.
What if he gets knocked out too? No. Okay.
All right. Anyway, we're moving on to our a segment that we hope will be recurring, the Filthy Casual Corner.
Filthy Casuals.
Filthy Casuals. We have a couple of questions here from some Filthy Casuals. 3 questions to specifically be exact. The first question is...
That's not a couple, though.
Is why do people hate McGregor?
Well, it depends.
So hold on. We're gonna talk. We're gonna go through them. I think let's first start with like the fight-oriented type. People generally don't hate on him for his fight style because it's usually it's more the way he's handling his fight career. I would say. Would you agree?
Yeah, basically it amounts to saying a lot and not doing a lot.
Pretty much. It's a very good way to sum it up.
Yeah, I think that is a more like a nicer version of saying they hate him because of who he is. Like maybe he's that guy is a problem, you know?
Well, no, like it started when he moved up to lightweight because then everyone was like, yeah, I know he's going to defend the featherweight title. He said it to himself. And then a month later, it's like, no, I beat everyone in that division. Literally everyone. It doesn't matter if they're going to only debut a year later. I've already beat them. And then you just never bothered.
Well,
and it kind of went in the same direction after he won the lightweight title also.
Yeah, basically
he just
what
doesn't take fights.
After he moved up is when the hatred really started because people we're hating on him for the trash talking because there are a lot of people who just don't like the trash talk. But once he knocked out Aldo, people were just like, okay, man, he backed it up, and then he was going to move up to fight Rafael dos Anjos for the lightweight title. RDA had to pull out for a broken foot, and he fought Nate Diaz on short notice, lost the fight. Demanded a rematch at 170, made a bunch of excuses for why he lost. Won a fight that, he definitely won the fight. He won the decision.
He won the rounds.
He won the decision, man. Like that was he knocked him down.
Yes, I agree, but
no, don't give the opening for he won the rounds, but he lost the fight. No, we're not giving that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he did what he had to do in order to win the fight.
Right. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
No, like you could see him try not to exert himself. Like he was fighting very like patient, if you will. He was not rushing. When shit got real, like he turned tail and run.
He fought against type somewhat.
Yes. And good.
That's just fine. Good for him. But there's always those people who are like, no, Diaz won. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
After he beat Diaz, he's like, all right, now I'm ready for the lightweight title. He comes in, destroys Eddie Alvarez, and then did his usual shtick where he fucks off for 2 years and fights Floyd Mayweather, and and then he comes back and loses to Khabib. So in the ring, in the cage, whatever you want to call it, there's those reasons why. They're kind of like where he talks a ton of shit, says he's going to lose a lot of things, but realistically, since defeating Aldo, he hasn't really done that much.
So he says he has whiskey now.
What?
He sells whiskey now. Apparently, that's a win for him.
Now he sells a shitty whiskey. So there's that. Then there's these out of cage, the attacking the bus. A lot of trash talk, he said, pisses people off. Some of it with
the rape charges.
The rape charges, the coke that he may or may not be using or was using. The multiple reports of him cheating on his fiance, I think. But also,
but I don't want to get too much into that. Like, for example,
we're getting into the examples of why people might hate him.
Well, okay, yeah. Also, the slapping of the commission, whatever, like the person that worked there, like jumping to the ring, making a fool of himself.
Not the commissioner, it was a ref.
No, it wasn't a ref who slapped. He slapped somebody that worked for the commission.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, when he jumped into the cage
he jumped against Goddard, got mad against Goddard.
Yeah.
The commission, he pushed Goddard. The commission came in to separate them, and he slapped someone from the commission.
Was he trying to slap Goddard?
No, he was just pissed at them.
Okay, fine. So there's that shit. So there's a lot of reasons why he's not liked.
Also, the simplest of reasons is that people are very base and simplistic in many aspects. So if he was winning, he could be getting away with all this bullshit. But since he's not winning,
he's losing.
And he hasn't won anything in quite a while. So he's getting shit. Like the Conor McGregor super fans, like those guys are quiet.
And they're annoying. All right.
Yeah.
So
there's also one more that I can think of. So it probably has to do with him living in Ireland where it's, the bigger monoculture. But like his statements towards like Dennis Seaver being German and Aldo being Brazilian, and then that Mayweather statements.
Yeah. His bigoted comments where he just doesn't seem to know.
I since he comes from Ireland, like I don't have a particular reason to like really push that too much because it's a bubble. It's a bubble, but at the same time, it's like, no, don't do that.
Don't be smarter. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. Next question comes from another filthy casual.
Filthy casual.
Do we think that Khabib will fight McGregor again? Short answer is no. Longer answer is no. I see no reason why Khabib would do that. I mean, he's made his money from it. He hates Conor. He has no interest in giving Conor a fight unless he's the number one contender.
No, I think that this comes in between what Khabib says and what his coach and manager say, because they clearly want another fight, and he wants nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Khabib's not interested. He's just not. He doesn't think Khabib doesn't think he deserves it because he doesn't. And Khabib said he's interested in fighting Poirier, Ferguson, and then GSP, and he can make probably almost as much money with GSP as he can with Conor. So
especially now with the new economy of the ESPN deal.
Exactly. So I don't see it happening anytime soon unless Conor goes on like a tear of wins or something.
Also, Conor is not likely to come back unless it is for the belt or he gets his shit sorted out with the UFC.
Yeah.
Because he came out a really big loser in this with the ESPN deal and the way that pay-per-views are tallied now. So he has no real reason to return. Like Dana White keeps saying he's going to return in 2019. Yeah, whatever. Like, sure. Who is he going to fight?
Yep. So hopefully that answers that question as well. We have one more question. Well, not one more. It's two questions, but one of them will be funny. When is Dana White getting his fat ass fired?
5 years?
I don't know. Honestly,
Maybe?
as long as WME owns it, he's sticking around until he wants to leave. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure.
I don't think
They
he's getting
think
fired.
no, well, not fired, but I think that
Yeah.
that they are at a point where they're learning enough about what he does that at some point they're going to think like, yeah, like, thank you. I think we can do without you.
Maybe, but it won't be for a long time.
I wouldn't be sure.
Yeah, no, he's still very involved with the other reality shows and stuff. So
What
it's not
really?
like because realistically, Dana White is just a public kid. I mean, even before
Yeah,
WME,
you know what? Yeah,
Lorenzo and the others were making the major decisions, and Dana wasn't a matchmaker himself. You're just kind of like a public front. So if fighters wanted to talk,
Yeah,
he'd be there.
exactly.
If media wanted to talk, he'd be there.
he's part of the
If they wanted
brand.
to announce anything, he'd be there. He's basically just like the public spokesperson.
Yeah, I can see that. Like,
Last one we got is, when do you think the UFC will start taking juicing seriously?
it already is.
And I think the answer is it won't. Not until they're
No,
forced by like a fighters union or.
Wait, what we're talking about juicing?
Yeah, PED use.
No, I think they're already taking it seriously. No. I'm serious.
They take it very seriously, John Jones.
As far as USADA lets them.
Bro, come on.
What are you going to argue against USADA then?
I'm not gonna.
No, I agree with Alejandro. It's not that they're not taking it seriously, but like they don't want to disrupt their own. They don't want to disrupt their own business with it, right? So they kind of want. They want the best.
Hold on, taking it seriously would be, first of all, no. Taking it seriously would be a combination of it would be one of the following: either allowing fighters to juice in a controlled manner where there was a list of approved things and they have doctors who give it and they say like, no.
Oh no, you mean like a comprehensive approach? Yes, it's not the same.
I'm not talking about, that's what seriously means to me, because what they have with USADA is fucking batshit insane and it's fucking bullshit. Lyoto Machida being suspended for 2 years for 7 keto DH, whatever the fuck it was, it's not taken seriously. That's bullshit. Tom Lawler did not get a fucking apology from USADA for the nonsense he had to deal with. That's not
Here's the counterpoint. Here is a counterpoint. They say they take it so seriously that they do all of that bullshit. So
that's not taking it seriously. But then John Jones is like picogram.
Do you have there's a difference in definitions. Like the difference here is that the working definition of seriously is the one that they are applying. And it's this fucking moral panic about.
I don't agree with that argument when they're basically saying when they're basically allowing John Jones to juice without.
You can disagree.
Okay,
but
I'm disagreeing with it. I'm saying I don't feel they take it seriously, and I don't think the UFC really gives a shit.
No, well, that's pushing it because they clearly give a shit, but the way that they give a shit is like caving to moral panic. And they're not very thorough in the way they handle, even the way they handle the athlete conduct policy, right? Like they don't even handle that right.
They don't handle it right because they really don't give a shit. It's all about money.
They don't. But again, they think that caving to the moral panic around PED
that's just the easy way out.
Hello,
that's just the easy way out. I don't think that's them taking it seriously. I think that's just
the events have fallen because of this. Whole events, pay-per-views. Like fucking John Jones has screwed them in the past.
And look where it's gotten them. Nothing.
Yeah, I know.
No issue.
But the brand is pretty fucking strong, you have to admit.
Because they don't fucking care. Because it's not effective.
No, but it doesn't mean that they're not taking seriously in their minds. It means that they're not being...
I think you're attributing, for some reason, altruistic and or... good to them when it's very clearly just like, all right, we're doing shit about PEDs, leave us alone.
I already said that they caved to the moral panic, and the moral panic is calling USADA, and USADA doesn't give a shit. Like they have even had to sort of restructure the rule book or whatever because it was so fucked up. Like the way they were handling these announcements of who tested what and for what, who tested positive and for what. Like it was out of fucking control, and it was literally hurting people's lives. So now people Sean O'Malley, for example, who is fighting soon, he gets to say, hey, I had this problem. Or Nico Montaño, she gets to say, look, this is what happened, and allows fighters to sort of take some control of the narrative around this issue of testing positive. But according to them, and they're the ones with the power to make decisions, that is taking things seriously.
Just because someone says they're taking something seriously does not mean they're telling the truth. Like, I don't understand this concept from you. Like, what are you talking about?
Because we're talking like
what the UFC says, because the UFC is not known for being honest in their business practices or.
But it doesn't matter, because they're the ones with the power and they're the one making the decisions.
So the one with the power and the one making decisions is saying they're taking it seriously, even though we've seen multiple.
If they say pigs are flying,
then you're saying I believe them.
No, I'm not saying I believe them. When did I say that? No, look, they're taking it seriously enough that they're putting money into it.
They're putting no money into it.
Well, wait, Ben, calm down. Just let Alejandro finish.
Yeah. Because
you're getting a bit wrapped up in the whole seriously thing.
I've let him talk probably 3 times more than I have on this issue. I don't know how that's not letting him.
Well, it takes him 3 times longer to talk than us.
That's true. He does tend to ramble.
Yeah, but my point is that you're taking this sort of objective morality viewpoint of things.
I'm not taking an objective morality viewpoint. I'm taking an objective viewpoint, period. They have shown they don't take it seriously. They're doing the minimum amount in order to just...
The conception of seriously here, like that's the whole point. And you are taking this objective concept.
Hold on. They are doing what they need to do to get the media off their backs. That's all they care about. Leave us alone. We did something. That's not what
seriously
is. That's not what taking seriously is. That is the opposite of taking something seriously.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't use the word. I would say responsibly, humanely, like something other than seriously, because maybe they're taking it seriously enough that they want their business to just flourish.
But again, his question was, when are they going to take PED abuse, i.e. juicing, seriously? Not when are they going to take their PR? When are they going to take their PR about juicing in the sport seriously?
You have seen what they have done.
No, he's talking.
Okay, do you think TJ Dillashaw did something wrong?
No.
You don't think he did anything wrong? He didn't.
I don't believe that. I don't believe PED abuse. Sorry, I don't believe PED usage is wrong. And it's
wrong.
The problem is that when you are saying you're not allowed to take anything, and one guy takes and one guy doesn't, then they're doing something wrong because they're breaking the rules set in place. However, my issue is that I don't think PED usage should be banned. I've come around on that. I used to be full on like ban it all and shit like that. But I don't think that makes sense, because you're going to get far worse performances from fighters. Fighters are not going to be able to recover from injuries. Their careers are going to be shortened. I think
so seriously means let them go, or apply their rule book.
Seriously is that they actually put. Here's what seriously would entail to me. If you're going to make a system that favors certain fighters, fucks over other fighters because they don't have enough money to arbitrate or really fight this, and it really just favors certain fighters, you're going to make exemptions for certain fighters, John Jones, and ignore for other fighters, and you're going to ban them. You're going to ban them for years over something so stupid as a literal fat burner. Like it's insane to me when you have these insane rules which don't make any sense. That's not you taking it seriously. That is not you saying we want to clean up the sport of actual PED abuse. That is not me. That is not saying like we know that fighters are using PEDs despite the fact that there's testing and they're able to get around it sometimes. Instead of trying to ban it all, we're actually going to do it like this. We are going to continue to have USADA test, but we're going to test you for levels. Here are the approved list of PEDs. You're going to have to use approved UFC doctors who are going to administer these to make sure that you're able to heal up after training and give us the best performances possible. That is what taking something seriously is. That is taking a look at an issue.
That's your definition of serious.
No. What he's saying is, so you know the phrase PED abuse, right?
Yes.
What Ben is specifically trying to ban is the abuse part. So you don't have like TRT young dinosaur, old lion, Vito Belfort making a turnaround at age 40.
Exactly. There was
Like,
nothing
that-
wrong. There was nothing wrong in hindsight with thank you, Bilal. There was nothing wrong in hindsight with the concept of TRT. These fighters were low on testosterone, most likely from PED abuse throughout their careers. Don't get me wrong, but I want to make that very clear. But there's
No, we're not going to agree with the way you're using the word. Like, it's not just semantics.
But
like,
you're
talking about unethical. We're talking about unethical.
Your idea, no, your idea. From what I understand, your point was your idea of the words taking it seriously was there was a PR problem, and the UFC brought in a testing service and said we're testing it now, so we're taking it seriously.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with that. That's the opposite of taking it
seriously. That is very important to people and institutions.
But they are doing the literal bare minimum. They're basically doing what they did with the commissions. Hold on. They're basically doing what they did with the commissions. We don't do the testing. We can't do anything. It's the commissions who
look, they're contradictory.
Was that
as far look, again, we're getting into what is objective and what is not, right? Like, you need to understand that there's some subjectivity to this. I don't disagree with your stance of what taking seriously is, even though I disagree with how you are, the word you're using to sort of take your stand here. Because taking it seriously, like, how do you measure this? Like, for these people, this is a fucking business.
Hold on. I told you how I'm measuring this. Based on the question asked. The question asked, when is the UFC going to... Obviously, people view the UFC not taking it seriously. Because if
No, Ben, I think you're getting on the wrong point. Alejandro is asking, who are you taking it seriously for? Are you taking it seriously for the fighter's perspective, or taking it from the UFC perspective? Because from the UFC's perspective, it is seriously. Because they're doing what benefits them only. They're not doing what benefits the fighters themselves.
They're not doing what benefits fighters, and they never did. That's not really up for
discussion. But you are getting sidetracked by who does it benefit, right? So, like, what are they taking it seriously for? No, you are arguing from the fighter's point of view, because they're getting the shit end of the stick, right?
But I'm not just arguing from the fighter's point of view. In what way has the UFC taken it seriously, quote unquote, other than just for PR purposes?
No, because from their perspective, they're taking the points that influence them seriously.
So PR.
Right? Yeah, basically. They're not taking it seriously holistically, right? That's what you are
seriously
arguing.
In the actual ways that matter, you mean?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Holistically. No, but from their perspective, they are. That's where you two are getting sidetracked.
But that's not helpful.
No,
that doesn't actually answer his question.
No, but the question wasn't framed as when will they take it seriously for XYZ. It was when will they take it seriously for. Alejandro is saying for their purposes, it is
I don't
taken
give
seriously.
a fuck about UFC PR.
Yeah,
I don't know why Alejandro should.
No, you two are getting sidetracked because you did not say that in the beginning.
No, but that's why I say the question is an open question. Like,
I guarantee you, if after listening to this, I know what. First of all, I know the person who asked this. I know what he meant because he's talked to me about it on other occasions.
Well, I don't know.
I know you don't know that, so now I'm adding some context.
The question is framed wrong, then.
The guy, because he texted it to me.
Yeah, it's his fault then. Why you getting us all screaming?
You're screaming what?
I'm like joking. No, you were screaming. No, you're just getting excited. No, but what I'm trying to say is that look at the UFC. From their point of view,
again,
they have taken seriously enough that look at where they are now with this juicy fucking deal with ESPN. What you're talking about is an ethical issue.
I don't know if USADA has anything to do with ESPN, and I really don't know why that's... No, look at what happened with the Tour de France. Look at what happened with careers of, like, say, Marion Jones, Soraya Jimenez. ESPN doesn't give a fuck about PEDs.
Probably not, but the UFC has put together a package where they can argue we are taking it seriously. and people don't give a shit. They get that, like, you have, like, I don't think you will deny that people have, there's this fucking moral panic. It was a moral panic around PEDs in fucking baseball in the United States. There was a moral panic about PEDs when it came to Russian athletes, and there was a moral panic when it came to athletes abusing testosterone in the UFC, in mixed martial arts, and in boxing. So what these people did was cave to the moral panic. And so in that light, that is for them taking it seriously. And they took it seriously enough that they adopted this fucking rule book that is fucking people up. They have gotten a little bit more lax now. But these people, other than that, like, does it affect them? Because now they can tell the people that have the moral panic, hey, we're taking things seriously. Look, even John Jones has fallen off a card. Even so, cards are falling away. Like, you have seen people that are big stars. Look at TJ Dillashaw. We caught him. We took it seriously. And then they go and they get on ESPN and they can parrot all this shit.
But the USADA thing has nothing to do with the ESPN deal. It was way before.
No. My point is that
I get it. You're basically saying they're able to say it preemptively. I get it.
Yes, preemptively. And the PR aspect, like, again, is the most important part if you're talking about drug out of this issue with PED, quote unquote, abuse, or
nothing you're saying adds anything other than they only care about PR. Nothing but that's not my point.
Yeah, but that's the UFC. The UFC cares about PR. That's it.
I know the UFC cares about PR, so I
don't. How are they not taking it seriously?
That's not taking a problem seriously to me.
We have a difference of conception here of what they.
Do you disagree that the more important part is what I was talking about?
No, I agree with you in the conceptually, right? But the way you are using the word, I do not agree. And the way your friend is using the word, I do not agree. Like,
I don't see why.
Just can look, both of you shut the fuck up and move on. You're both going in circles right now.
Okay. But just because that's
it. There's nothing
else.
Shut
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
No, you shut the fuck up.
Both of you shut the fuck up. I can mute both of you.
Oh, fuck off then.
And muted both of you. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I've been your host, Ben Kahn. I love they're both muted. It's great. Guys, unmute yourself. You're going to need to say goodbye.
Shut the fuck up, Ben.
Shut the fuck up, Bilal. Don't mute yourself. You need to say goodbye. God damn it, guys. Say goodbye.
Signala later.
Alejandro, I can't unmute you. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, no, I am unmuted. Am I unmuted? Can I be heard?
You're good.
Alejandro, I can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
I am unmuted. Am I muted?
No, you're good. All right, say goodbye.
Okay, fuck you, Bilal. And fuck you, man.
Fuck you, Alejandro, and fuck you, Bilal.
Fuck you both.
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us. Been your hosts.
Be nice to everyone, people.
Later.